My next guest, he is a professional mixed martial artist with a record of 1 wins with no losses. He just recently made his MMA debut, his professional MMA debut at Fury FC 56 this past Sunday. Please welcome onto the show, Kody Steele. How you doing, Kody?
What's up? How's it going? Doing good.
Good, man. Thank you for taking the time, man. I know it's you've been back on the grind. You know you won Sunday, but you've already been back on the grind. I know you're busy, so thank you for taking the time.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, how have you been, man? I mean, you're coming off a win right now. How's life for Kody Steele right now?
Uh, Feeling good. Like I said, I got a win, and but and I got to break down my video, see some things, and then like I said, just getting back to work and getting ready for the next thing.
Now, that was your first mixed martial arts fight there, your professional one. You've had two other amateur fights, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, going into that, why did you decide to make your MMA debut? Why didn't maybe you stick around and get another couple amateur fights in? Did you already feel like you were ready?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like it was either to do amateur and keep doing that and get ready for that, or just kind of go pro and start kind of like making money and learn as I go. I mean, I feel like I've been competing for a while now for like just other things, and I don't know, MMA is its own thing, its own sport, but I don't know, I just felt like I was competing with the amateurs, but it was just not, I don't know, it wasn't really like getting me too excited to go fight and then potentially
Yeah.
get hurt, not get paid either. So I figured I had enough skills to like learn and stuff as I go here.
No, definitely. And I definitely want to talk about your win, but how did you get into MMA? Were you already an athlete, in school? What brought you into this the world of mixed martial arts?
I've always wanted to do, MMA. I've always like, ever since I've seen it, I've just kind of had like a real, like, kind of like keen eye for it to like want to do it. But where I grew up and stuff, they didn't have MMA. They just had wrestling at my high school. So
Okay.
once I kind of was finished with wrestling, I was like, all right, like I need to find something new. And then I found jujitsu, and then that career kind of started taking off for me. But once I got to a certain level of jujitsu, I was like, okay, like I want to go do what I really wanted to do, which was MMA.
And so growing up though, was there any other sports that you were interested in? Did you participate in anything else?
Yeah, I played a lot of football. Ever since I was like a little kid, played baseball. Yeah, I just played those sports for the main part, and then everything else like soccer and basketball, I just kind of like played it on the side with my friends and things like that.
Yeah. Now, did you ever have any other ambitions to go into a different field though?
Not too much. I always loved football. I loved playing football. I was like pretty good at football, but I don't know, like I knew at like a young age I wasn't gonna like, get as big as the other kids. So like like, all right, maybe I try something, like looking for something else. And then when I actually started doing wrestling, that was something that I really like gravitated towards. But I mean, just what was I gonna do? Like go to college and then go to the Olympics was just like, I don't know if I can go that
Yeah.
far. I was like, let me try this other MMA stuff. MMA, I knew MMA was still fresh at the time, so there was like still a lot of holes to be filled in that sport. And I think it's like I hit that wave a little, had a good time.
Was there somebody, could have been a coach or any other person that helped influence your career and that's helped you along the way?
I say like all my coaches, like it's always been my mindset that I'm going to go into MMA. But I always have a lot of good coaches around me that kind of like supported me and have been able to like give me tools to be confident to go into MMA.
And where do you train at? Are you from? I believe you're an Austin native.
Yeah, so I train out of Brazilian Fight Factory in Austin, Texas. It's a jujitsu school, but I have like I go do striking at this place called Ambush Muay Thai. So like I'll go do striking there. I do my jujitsu at my jujitsu gym, and then I do like my own training and stuff. And I have like there's like fighters in Austin. There's not a fighting school, so a
Okay.
lot of I get people that I know who have fought before or who are fighting, and we just get together on certain days, and we train as much as we can together. So
Now, you're in really good shape. Again, you have to be in shape to be able to go out there and perform at this level. I mean, I guess you could go fight there, but the result isn't going to be a great one there, man. Well, what do you do, Kody, to stay in shape, to stay in peak form out there?
Um, Man, I feel like I'm just consistent, year round. I train good. I eat pretty pretty clean, I would say.
Yeah.
And just yeah, it's year round for me. Whether it's jujitsu competitions or just training, I always know something's kind of coming up around the corner, so I'm always preparing for what's ever over there and my new challenge.
Yeah. I mean, when you stay ready, you never have to get ready, right?
Sure.
No, definitely. Now, for you, Kody, as you've advanced on here, fight week, right? Professional debut. You're fighting a guy that has 15 professional fights over you. You
Mm.
know, that felt like a little bit of a gap, not talent wise, but just experience wise. Were you nervous? How were the nerves going into your first professional fight? And you're fighting a guy that, again, has 15 fights under his belt there, man. Did you prepare any differently? The nerves, man. How was that for you?
Honestly, I was good. I felt really prepared for the fight, and everything. It was just I didn't perform as much as I would want, as much as I know I can. There was a lot of shenanigans that kind of happened before the fight,
Yeah.
so it was kind of, that part sucked. But besides that, I was like I was ready to fight. So at least like I came in with that, and I was able to at least get the job done.
Yeah, and I was watching the fight there. The first minute I felt like it was like a kind of, you kind of like felt it. Then you were in a guillotine right there. How tight was that for you?
It really wasn't that tight. I just like I couldn't get my head out because it was
Yeah,
like my head was deep in there. But yeah, I feel pretty comfortable defending guillotines, but it was like kind of like one of my first times like being in like a guillotine with gloves, and the gloves kind of just change it so much that's like, yeah, I just couldn't get my head out. My head was stuck in there. So I had to just weather it out and wait for him to kind of like move to something else per
no,
se.
no, definitely. And I think to your standards, it wasn't the kind of performance that you wanted. But on the other hand, I was thinking to myself, because I believe that watching that fight card, I think you're one of the fighters, that one of the athletes out there that stood out to me the most. I thought to
Mm.
myself, okay, making his professional debut, fighting a guy that's got some more experience, regardless of if he's better or not, more experience at the time there. You got in a bad position. You overcame the adversity there. Maybe some certain things were going on behind the scenes. Like you said, you had other stuff to deal with, but you got out of the position and you were able to turn it around. And I mean, I felt like you dominated that fight. I
Yeah.
plain and simple. I felt like you dominated. I mean, you took this guy down multiple times. I think that after that, I mean, after like that first minute and a half, I think you got to work. And I think, to me, in my opinion, I thought that you put on a dominant performance there.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like in the moment I was like I knew like I was winning and things and stuff like that. So I was confident I was gonna take it. There's just some things that happened, like I said, happened and it's kind of just changed everything up. So like
Yeah.
I was just at that point I was like I just need to go in there and win the fight. It didn't really matter to me how I won. I was like I just need to walk away 1-0 today and like just start getting it down. But you know, as the fight moved on and stuff, I got to like get a little bit more comfortable in there. And yeah, like I said, like I got to get the win, and it was good. I got the experience in the cage. I got to feel the 3 rounds, 5 minutes. I got to, when things didn't go my way and go right, I still fought
Yeah.
through and walking forward, and I fought. So it was good. I learned a lot. That's I'm happy that it happened early on my career instead of later.
No, definitely. Jason House is a guy that speaks very highly of you. And, I believe he's your manager, correct?
Yes, sir.
How big has having good representation like from Jason House been for your career?
It's been really good. Like in the beginning, I was thinking in my head, like, I don't know how all this manager stuff works because I'm like new to this sport and it's just jujitsu. We don't really use managers like
Yeah.
that. So, but in this sport, you need to know someone who knows someone, and Jason's that guy who knows everyone. And he can, as long as I can perform on my side and take care of business on my side, he can take me as far as, I can't even imagine. So having him in my corner and having him on my team is like very important and crucial. I'm super blessed and happy to have him on with me.
No, shout out to him. Now, when you're in the fight, Cody, what goes through your head, man? Because it's something that if you haven't been in there, you don't know what it feels like. I've never been in a fight like that, man. When you're competing there, you're fighting somebody that wants to take your head off, man. What goes on? Is there a lot of thinking? that goes into this while you're inside, or is it, I mean, just adrenaline just pumping right through you, man?
Um, yeah, it's weird. Like it's weird how many conversations and
Yeah.
stuff you have yourself in the middle of the fight, or like I'm just like thinking, you're thinking, but for the most part, my body's just reacting from all the training I've been doing. But yeah, you definitely are talking to yourself, and they're like, I try not to ever like. I feel like if you're panicking, that's bad. But
Yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
kind of like in my head, and I'm aware what's going on. Then I'm present and I'm in the fight still. So
Yeah, it's nuts. Does time go by fast for you, or do rounds drag in the time you have competing so far?
um, it's weird because I feel like they go really fast. Like
Okay.
I want him to be in there for a longer time, more time. But I'm sure like if you gas yourself in like the first 2 minutes and you got 3 minutes left, that's normally when the time really, or if you get hurt or rocked and you got 3 minutes, like that's when it will seem like a fraternity. Um, for me, this fight, I felt like the time was too fast. I felt like I could have done like 4 or 5 minute rounds in there.
Damn, and that's some crazy condition. Again, it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into this thing. Man, I mean, sometimes running 2 or 3 miles, man, could seem like a lot, and you're over here out here dominating, fighting five, about 5 3 minute round, 3 5 minute rounds out there, exerting your will right there, freaking putting pressure on there, man. So great to watch, man. Great to watch. What's a goal that you have here in mixed martial arts, Kody?
Um, my goal is to put on, entertaining fights and able to make myself a household name and be able to capture some titles at the same time. I feel like if I can do that, I'll be able to like, kind of pat myself on the back and say, I did it, or I could do this.
Yeah. Are you expecting to to work on your next fight soon, or where can the audience watch it? What can the audience that follows you expect? When can they expect to see your next fight?
Definitely soon. That's
Okay.
what I'm my manager about Jason. I know I have ADC trials coming up
Yeah.
in April, so I know I'm kind of like looking just to do that, get that out of the way. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably be fighting in like April or sometime like soon. But I gotta see because I want to see like how
Yeah.
the date. But I would like to fight in April or May.
April, man. Okay. And what are you expecting from yourself? Are you expecting about another 3 fights in there, another two?
Yeah, I'm definitely by the end of this year, I'd like to be at least 4-0 or 5-0.
Okay.
So
Going in.
yeah,
Definitely, man. And you've put some work in there, man. Yeah, I believe I saw on your amateur record here, you knocked a guy when what 13 seconds of the first round.
yeah.
And you knocked them out. Have you ever punched somebody with all your force there, Kody, and they don't fall, man? And what does that do if that's ever happened to your psyche sometimes?
Yeah, it's tough. It's rough. It's tough because, like I said, there's gonna be some really tough guys out there where I just crack them and they just keep coming forward. So, um, thankfully, like and luckily, I'll have my wrestling and jujitsu. If they can take some punches and do
Yeah,
that, then at least take them down and try to like beat on them on the ground, or at
yeah,
least look for there.
yeah. Find another way.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. Are you Super Bowl weekend's coming? You got a lot of stuff going on, whether it's the UFC fights, whether it's football. Are you a big sports fan? Is Kody Steele going to be relaxing this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, watching some fights, watching some football, and just relaxing?
Um, yeah, definitely. I'm not so much a football fan. I mean, I am a football fan, but I feel like I watch the fights all the time and like I'm fighting all the time. So I feel like that takes up most of my like sitting down and watching.
Yeah,
But maybe I'll watch Super Bowl. I think the last two Super Bowls I actually didn't watch, but this one looks like
you're busy, man.
yeah, for sure.
You're busy, man. You have a take on the Izzy versus Robert Whittaker fight?
um, I don't know how that's gonna go. I feel like obviously if I had to pick, I'd say Israel just because, he won the first one. But,
Yeah,
you never know because Whitaker's just been kind of like tearing through the scene still.
yeah,
But I don't know. He's hard to bet against right now at the moment.
yeah.
So
Kody Steele, I am actually betting against Israel Adesanya this weekend.
It's a good bet.
I'm going Robert Whittaker, man. It's a tough one here, man. Actually, doing another sports show. What is it? March 2nd, we're gonna debut another sports show here for the brand. And I actually, on the finale of another one I was doing, I said that if Robert Whittaker and Derek Lewis don't win, I'm gonna do a shoey on my very first episode.
There you go.
I'm gonna do a that's how confident I am, man. So hopefully either I'm gonna be really right or I'm gonna be screwed, man. Because even that shoey doesn't. People think that it's cool, man, but I really don't, man. I really don't.
No, it's really nasty, especially when people are spitting in it. It's like, yeah.
Good, yeah. So, but you know what, Kody, I have the courage of my convictions here, man. I have the courage to go out there, put some money down, and say I'm confident in this pick. So we'll see if I'm either really smart or really dumb. But anyways, Kody, last question here, just for anyone that follows you here, man, what's your favorite? Because I mean, again, you're in excellent shape, you're always in peak performance out there. I saw you compete, man. You're in good shape. What do you do, man, to munch out? What is a cheat day for Kody Steele look like, man? Because I'm sure you got to relax at some point. It can't just be 100% business, right?
Yeah. Man, I guess I'd have to say like cheat day would be like, I don't know, maybe like a big like kind of like greasy burger or something.
Yeah.
Pizza for sure. But I do like to like if I'm trying to get like crazy or something, I'll do I'll do like ice cream, and then I'll like make some cookies or make some brownies, but like I'll put them in the oven and like make them.
Yeah, yourself.
I'll put some like crunchy peanut butter on it, and then I'll get after it with that.
Yeah, there you go, man. Kody, you've been awesome, man. Is there anything you want to let the audience know before we sign out here, man?
Nope. Just keep an looking out for me. I'm growing in this sport, and I'm gonna be making waves this year.
Are you just on Instagram, or do you have a Twitter or anything where anyone can follow you on here?
Just Instagram.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. And that is Kody Steele, ladies and gentlemen. Kody, been awesome having you on here. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. It's an honor to be able to speak to you, especially after your win, man. So again, thank you for taking the time, man, and we'll be on the lookout for your next fight. Thank you so much. And to all the audience, thank you so much for joining us today. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.